everyone, it's Libby from maighstirtarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Right, I'm not sure what's happening there, and I don't know if you guys can see it. I've got a shimmering happening on my shirt here. Even with my hand up really close, it's still shimmering, but not on my hand itself. I thought it might have been off my coffee. Reflecting off the light, but it's made no difference whatsoever. So I can't actually work out where that shimmer is coming from, aside from its protection by my guides on this Monday. Because by crikey, what a week it's going to be. What a week it's going to be. Yesterday I was out and about with my daughter, and constantly, not just on the clock, but on shopping dockets and on the clock and on the temperature gauge and on the fuel and just everywhere in the car and on the shopping dockets, etc. Ones and fours. No other numbers. Ones and fours everywhere. Ones mean new beginning, and fours are that we have the protection of the universe from all four elements and all four angles. Okay, what do I want to have a look at? Entertainment only. Of course, the news of the weekend was that Lindsey Graham passed away, Senator. Actually, there's a fair bit of news coming out. I'm just going to jump on a couple of things and then we'll get into Lindsey and Mitch. On the 18th, I believe, 18th of July, which is next weekend, there are protests at 50 different sites where might even be 50 different states. I'm not sure. Check it out. Google it. Please, please, please. I get asked some questions in the comments and I'm like, just Google it. It's the information is there for everybody to research, and that's what we need to do at the moment. We need to research and we need to learn to discern and to research. So please just research protests for data centres 18th of July and see if something is in your area. China has also announced that it has re-landed a rocket, so sent a rocket into space or into the upper stratosphere and managed to re-land it again. So Fleon no longer has Fleon. Speaking of which, and I'm using the Tarot Grand Lux, this is my card for Fleon, the green moneyed king, or allegedly moneyed. I don't think he's got nearly as much money. Oh, I can see the reflection happening on the card there as well. I can't work out where it's coming from. I've been shifting stuff around in my office everywhere, and it's made no difference whatsoever. I call this one Fleon not only because he allegedly is incredibly wealthy, although these oligarchs, moneyed oligarchs, live off borrowed money. That's why they pay no tax, and they borrow the money off the value of their shares, etc., off their assets. So if the share price, on the theory that the share price will continue to rise, if it falls, if it collapses, then they've still got the borrowings, but they haven't got the asset to back it up. So very much it's just a paper entry, their wealth. But he got his money from his father, who had slaves in an emerald mine. So yeah, slave workers in an emerald mine. Yeah, he's diminishing absolutely with the Page of Pentacles going from the King to the Page. He's not going to be without money, but he's not going to have the obscene wealth that apparently he allegedly has already. So what's happened is that China have re-landed a rocket, which takes away the exclusivity of SpaceX, taking the thunder from SpaceX, which is not going to help his share price there at all. Okay, but what I want to have a look at, and as I said, I'm using the Tarot Grand Lux. I want to have a look at Lindsey Graham. Now, what I'm really getting with Lindsey, yeah, hoping it happens in threes, Mitch, Lindsey, and somebody else. Actually, I'm not even hoping. I'm just telling the universe to hurry up with it. if we declare rather than ask, our statements are a lot stronger. But what I'm really getting with Lindsey is that he had just come back from a visit with to meet Zelensky. He's always been a backer of Ukraine. I'm not feeling anything nefarious about coming from Rusky or from within the regime itself. I'm feeling that I won't say he took, I don't think he actually his took his life. I'm feeling that he inadvertently did something that led to the ending, pretty much because Zelensky reminded him a lot of John McCain. Now, John McCain was not, goodness me, it's so obvious that Lindsey, who has never married, is gay. Doesn't worry me. Does worry me when they attack other people who are gender fluid and try and hide their own in the closet. But yeah, there he is. He's down, gone. But what I'm really getting is that, especially Hunter put out a statement this morning, Hunter Biden, saying that he remembers the Lindsey Graham of before, and when didn't necessarily agree with his policies or his point of view. They could argue, well, they could debate, not just argue, debate on the floor of Congress, but then go out to dinner and have a drink afterwards. What I'm getting is that he was incredibly lost and lonely after McCain passed. And he was, I get that he was just really manipulated, threatened, manipulated, bullied. He was quite a weak man, is what I'm getting. And I'm getting that Zelensky reminded him very much of his friend John McCain. So yeah, lost, lonely, isolated with the hermit, and with the 5 of coins, feeling out in the cold, feeling rejected. I don't know what's reflecting there, because I'm holding that right up to my screen, and it's reflecting on something on the screen. Don't know what it is, but yeah, really feeling that that he was very lost and lonely. Okay, just tell me what happened to Lindsey. Might be a bit of a varied reading, this one. Apparently news is coming out that the ME was in attendance with that ambulance that was unhurried outside Mitch's place, and the carpet inside is being replaced. For anybody that knows, for someone, he didn't necessarily pass there and then, but lost control of his body, and the fluids that come out, may have hit his head or something on the way down, or may have hit himself on the way down and bled on the carpets as well. But I'm really feeling it's the other bodily fluids that come out when you are unconscious or pass. And apparently they're a real bugger to get out of the flooring, to the point where sometimes even the concrete slab has to be pulled up. But I just want to have a look at Lindsey. Lindsey. Tell me about Lindsey. I get the feeling that I don't think he drug overdosed. I think he drank he may have drugged, I'm not sure, but asphyxiated is my feels. I don't think he deliberately took his life. I think it accidentally happened, is what I was getting. Okay, so yeah, the world card. It's absolutely an end of an era. end of an era. Everything's changing. So I'm not sure how many. I'll put that there. Just put them down. So if they're down 2 in the Senate, it means the Republicans have lost control of the Senate, is what I'm feeling. Okay, come on down. So yeah, it's ending, end of an era, ending. His challenge was the drink. I think it was the drink. I think he really missed. I want to have a look too about. Oh, far out. Okay, I'm not getting that it was 45 that really attacked Lindsey. I'm getting it was Miller. He's a vicious, vicious little weasel. I'm getting it was Miller. He's a nasty piece of work. So the Four of Cups, yeah, it was almost like it took one too many. He would very much have been in his time with what do they call them, the green fairies or something, with the dripping over the cubes of sugar. That's my feels about him. Not that he was drinking that, but I suspect that was back in the 20s, wasn't it? I'm getting a feel that he was reincarnated from that time. He may have lost his life using the overdosing on the green fairies as well. Got the Nine of Cups at the bottom. I'm just going to put you down and have a look. Hang on a sec. What's that called? Absinthe. I knew it. It's actually quite toxic, and let me have a little look on absinthe. Used to be incredibly toxic. So looking at Wikipedia, it was it's an aniseed flavoured spirit derived from several plants, sweet fennel, green anise, etc. Traditionally has a natural green colour, commonly referred to as the green fairy, while sometimes casually referred to as a liquor. It's traditionally bottled with sugar or sweetness nowadays. But back in the past, they used to drip it over. Okay, is a dangerously addictive psychoactive drug and hallucinogen. Oh boy, back in the day. And I'm really feeling that he was an absinthe drinker, and it was quite toxic back in the day when it wasn't diluted. Okay, so come on down, let's keep going. Okay, the energy he was stewing in, again, very much an overconsumption of drink card. In the past, we had the Four of Wands, his support within Congress, but in the past, trying to be part of. It's also my card from notifications coming out from the White House as well. Okay, let's see where this goes. The High Priestess, secrets that are hidden, keeping secrets hidden. It's also the card for is not real. And I want to have a look at something in regards to Orange Idiot's paranoia in regards to that. But this might be secrets being revealed. Page of Pentacles, diminished in influence. The Star card, the best of democracy, but also, again, these two side by side, as pointed out by Laurie from the Way of Positive Change. These are the two drink cards, over imbibing cards. And the fact that we've got this one with the fourth cup up in the clouds tells me that he over imbibed. So the Star, pouring from cup to cup, mixing something. Because of this Five of Pentacles energy. And it wasn't a financial energy, it was It's just a rejection. It's also traditionally out in the cold, out in the snow. I'm getting absinthe, the green fairy here. The green, green, green. I don't know if that was his drink of choice, but I do know in a past life it was. The regrets and the hopes and fears, poor choices, um, Seven of Cups, yeah, just in a fog, Page of Swords, young people, and the despair, the Three of Swords. And there he was, gone, the Hanged Man. I won't say he took his own life, but it feels the Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, it just became all too much. All too much. The devil, tied to the devil. Oh, tied to the addiction. Yeah. I get the feeling what it is that and speaking of Mitch, sorry, I'll get on back to Lindsey in a sec. Apparently it was his male aide that made the phone call. So there is speculation about Mitch too, but Lindsey was not as secure in his identity as Mitch probably was. Not excusing the guy, he was just weak. He was weak, and those that were there were certain, like Miller, that knew how to play on it. Okay, right. What's going to happen now that the Senate are down 2? I'm just going to ask, was it Miller? I'm just getting it was Miller. Oh, he was, because he was around in the felon's first term as well, but he was more secretive. Now, there is a report that when Lindsey was shown the grieving widow of one of the police that were unalived on January the 6th, he turned away. He was weak. He was a weak soul. I mean, 2015, when John McCain was still alive, he called the Orange Idiot a race-baiting, xenophobic and religious bigot, absolutely, and said that if he is elected, then it would be the end of the Republican Party. Yes, he was right, but apparently in October 2020, 8 days before the federal election, he rammed through Coney Barrett. November 2020, he was accused of stealing ballots or hiding ballots or destroying ballots or whatever in Georgia and lost that case. Yes, I'm speaking of it, he lost that case. Three of Coins could be, ballots, and then the Queen of Swords. Nightmare situation. Nine of Swords, the boogeyman outside the window, and then the Five of... I'm not excusing him, but I'm just, as a human being, and then we've got that Five of Pentacles again. Come on down. Oops, sorry, too far. I can't see that far down. Okay, let's have a look. So, behind the scenes, Queen of Swords. Dark money behind the scenes, or work going on behind the scenes. Queen of Swords, threatened to... thank you. What I'm getting is there was a threat to out him that was just a nightmare. And if you have a look at there's the boogeyman looking through the window. And he was alone out in the cold and despairing with that Nine of Wands. Got that poking out the top, the Two of Wands, choosing the path. But then you've got the Four of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the strength, the infighting, the Ten of Swords, feeling trapped. They really, those in the regime really, yeah, there it is, Ace of Swords, absolutely. They played on what he tried to keep hidden with the Four of Coins and the Emperor to do the Emperor's bidding. There's the Green Fairy again, the Wheel of Fortune turning, and the Page of Swords and the Devil again. What a troubled human he was. Okay, I'm going to leave him there. Let's have a look. Let's swap decks here. Senate. Two down in the Senate. Using the Gilded Tarot Royale, gifted from one of my gorgeous viewers, a new deck, because I do have it already, but boy, it's a roughed up looking one, my one, with dog ear corners and all the rest of it. The Senate, oh gosh, White House and the Devil again, as I split the deck. This could also be Lindsey trapped by this devil. Wow. Trapped by the evil. Okay. What's going to happen to the Senate now that they're two big players down? What's going to happen to the Senate now that they're two players down? What's going to happen to the Senate? I mean, Grassley's about 107 in the shade, isn't he? Right, the Four of Pentacles, desperately trying to hold on. But they're down. They're down too. I don't know how close the voting is on anything, but they're down too. They're out. Does that mean Schumer? No, Schiff. Schiff becomes leader if they're down enough. Four of Cups, an offer being made that they don't want to take. There's the Devil again in the background. You guys saw me shuffle. The Devil in the past. What's going to happen to the Senate? Not liking what's on offer here. Volatile information coming forward with the Knight of Wands. A hanged man, a hanged parliament, potentially. The infighting that's going to occur with the Five of Wands. The King of Swords. Legal action being taken, perhaps. What's going to happen to the Senate? Restriction. Ace of Wands. King of Cups. And the Hierophant. I like this outcome. So what's going to happen to the Senate? I think the Senate is going to, and then temperance, moderation and balance. And then the Ace of Cups, a cleansing and a new beginning. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune, karma coming and tearing everything down. And it's going to happen really quickly. Something's coming out from the Senate. We've got the Magician, the manipulation and treason with the Three of Swords, Two of Swords, the White House, Two of Cups, across the aisle agreement, Russia, information coming out with the Page of Wands, about the narcissist, money trails with the Eight of Pentacles being presented with the Queen of Pentacles and then the Ace of Swords. Right, the fact that the Senate is down to, what's going to happen to the Senate? The fact that the Senate is down to, the Devil is now in the past. There's a real shift underway. I know we're only, we're July, August, September, October, November, 4 months out from the supposed voting, but this is a real shift in the Senate, ending with the Ace of Swords. We've got Russia in the mix, information coming out about potentially Starlink, and could be money trail, or it could be VOTE flipping. There's some big Wheel of Fortune, Tower, Ace of Cups, Temperance. There's a lot of energy coming out. Something's really shifting in the Senate. Let me just ask Pendulum again. Lovely gift from a friend. Got some dowsing rods on the way that I've ordered. Those will be interesting. So round and round means it's ready for a question. Is Thune no longer Senate Majority Leader? And it's straight into a yes. Pause you for a second, hang on. Sorry, I had to get a lozenge there. So Googling it. So the actual, so there's 53 Republican, 47 Dem and Independents. So that's down to 51 for the Republican. They've still got the majority, but there's something wrong about it. There's something where there's a shift in who is the Senate leader. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. Let me have a look. I actually, for the first time, there's the senators themselves, the King of Wands, the senators themselves, a surrender and a defeat of some sort. Something holding. What's going on with the US Senate now that Lindsey and Mitch are both MIA? What do I see on the top there? Page of Cups and the Moon. Something unexpected, an unexpected message coming forward. That is shining a light on what was previously hidden, about what was votes that were harvested. Queen of Cups to date has been kept hidden. Delusion, Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, walking away, those that made poor choices. Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Swords. So those that thought they were safe, and the Sun card, those that a nightmare situation coming for. Sorry if I'm trying to nut this out. This has really got me intrigued. Those that thought that they'd gotten in safe. These swords of truth are coming. Remember Laurie's dream of the white owl, with the white owl in the window there coming through, and the sun, something being fully revealed, loss and regret, and the Hanged Man and the infighting. Four of Cups. So this, the Steel, the Five of Swords. Got 3 fives there. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands. And the Five of Cups. All the fives have come out. Oh no, it is the 5. All the fives have come out. This is about a moment of dramatic change. Something being exposed. Wow. Something really being exposed that is going to change everything. with the loss of these two. There's just be prepared. Be prepared for anything that's going to happen in regards to this Congress. All 4 fives came out in those few cards. What direction is Congress going to take? Wheel of Fortune turning, volatile information, karma. Those that were on top finding themselves on the bottom as volatile information is brought forward. What do we need to know about Congress in the next, now that Lindsey and Mitch are both gone? There's something happening in Congress, in the Senate. I mean, technically, the Repubs still have the Senate, but let's have a look. What's coming? I mean, senators are starting to stand up. Justice. And there's that volatile information coming out on the bottom again. 4 of Swords. Fading agreements that were made. Secrets coming forward about the Emperor. There's a harsh truth here coming forward. The American Eagle up the top there. A harsh truth coming forward. I mean, to be honest, this looks like Miller. It might be something about Miller. But with these passings, something broke. Justice. There's the senators themselves, the King of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. Walking away. The world, end of an era, everything changing, surrendering. The higher authorities. Sort of truth coming forward about what happened in the past. All I can say is there's a shift underway in the Senate. Massive shift. That is volatile information. Could be a retreat, or it could be with the passing of these 2 senators that breaks this misogynistic power that the Emperor has. And then we've got secrets coming out about the Emperor that are going to be on full display for everybody. Now, what's also come out is that the New Mexico Zorro investigation, I've put this in my post section, the DOJ are blocking the New Mexico Attorney General from getting, this is a state Attorney General, from getting information. Flee on. The votes, secrets being revealed, or it could be is not real, but secrets being revealed. Yeah, okay. Alchemy for the win. Alchemy for the win. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because I could go on this for hours. With the passing of Lindsey, with the passing of Mitch, there has been a fundamental change within the Senate. I feel that I don't feel that Lindsey was taken out. I feel he I keep getting the green fairy. Amethyst. Oh, what is it? You know the one I'm talking about. I'm just having a look at it. The green fairy is a cocktail known as La Fée Verte. has a rich history in the late 19th, early 20th century in Parisian cafes and bars, a mixture of absinthe, which is a highly alcoholic spirit, and yeah, I just absinthe is just what I'm getting. To make the green fairy, use absinthe, lemon juice, chilled water, and sugar syrup. Sugar syrup and aromatic bitters. But I keep, yeah, with Lindsey, sorry, I'm keep getting with Lindsey with a past life, 1920s, something along those lines, passed away from using, and I'm getting that's what was his downfall again. I'm getting that Zelensky really reminded him of his friend John McCain, a war hero, a really decent guy, intelligence guy, humane guy, and yeah, he didn't deliberately take his life, but I think that whatever he did contribute, brought it on. And he was just a really weak soul who, Miller. I just keep getting Miller, Adam. Oh, he's a nasty piece of work. But yeah, something with Congress, his Senate has really shifted. And I know we've only got 4 months to go, but something's really shifted there. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Be prepared for anything. Catch you later. Bye-bye.